No, it's amazing. I'm telling you, you have to see it.
So, let me tell you about my Tuesday. Not a normal Tuesday. The Tuesday, it started with a rattle. My coffee cup on the desk, rattling. I thought it was a truck, but it didn't pass. The rumble just got deeper. Then came the shadow. My office was on the 3rd floor. The window just went dark. Not like night, like something massive and alive and breathing had just parked itself outside. I could see the texture of it through the glass. Scaly with this pattern of mossy green and gray. It shifted, and a blast of warm, humid air, smelling of wet earth and crushed vegetation, fogged up the pane. A single, huge, dark eye, with a golden slit of a pupil, looked in, looked right at me. Then it blinked, slowly, and moved on. That was my introduction. Not a roar, a blink. The next 7 days, they weren't days anymore. They were cycles of panic and eerie quiet. Let me walk you through one of those early cycles. You wake up in a dark basement. Your nest. The air is thick, damp, smells like wet concrete, body odor, and this weird, sweet smell from the mushroom beds we're trying to grow on damp cardboard. That's breakfast if you're lucky. You hear things. Always. The drip of water from a leaking pipe we've rigged to a filter, our lifeline. And from above, through the vents, the sounds of the new landlords. Distant, booming footsteps that make dust sift from the ceiling. Strange, melodic hoots that echo for blocks. Your job today is scout. You and 2 others. You slip out through a crack in a foundation into a world of broken scale. A car is crushed flat under a single dinner plate-sized footprint. A billboard is torn down, the metal frame bent like a pretzel, used by a herd of smaller, ostrich-like dinosaurs as a scratching post. The power's been gone for days. Silence where there used to be a hum. That's the worst sound of all. The silence of dead machines. You're moving towards what used to be a big box store. Not for loot that was stripped clean in the first ugly 48 hours. You saw things in those first couple of days you can't forget. The not knowing made animals of everyone. We fought each other for cans of beans while monsters the size of houses watched, bemused, from the parking lot. No, you're going there because the big guys, the long necks, passed through last week. They ate the decorative shrubs, pushed over the wall, and left there, calling cards. That's where the real work is, the dangerous work, in those steaming, mountainous piles. See, after we lost people to the pretty berries, we got smarter. Desperate, but smart. We watched. We saw what the smaller dinosaurs ate. They'd pick through the droppings of the giants, eating, well, the half-digested stuff. And they'd thrive. So we started doing the same. Carefully. So carefully. You'd find seeds in their weird, tough little nuts and pods. You'd plant them in the broken ground the herd churned up. And things would grow. Not like normal plants. Fast. Aggressive. We lost a team to a patch of vines that moved when they brushed against it. But we also found a tuber that, after boiling it for 3 hours, tasted like a potato. That's how we learned. Trial. And so much error. Back in the nest, life was a tight, smelly puzzle. We weren't just in basements. We were connecting them. Knocking holes through concrete walls with stolen tools, creating a warren. Our streets were pitch-black corridors with strings to guide us. Light was precious, hoarded batteries, crude oil lamps from rendered fat, don't ask what fat, and the little dinosaurs. Okay, the domestication thing. We didn't tame them. Not really. We found a nest. Eggs, about the size of a football, hidden in the rafters of a collapsed garage. We were going to eat them, but we didn't. We were hungry, but something stopped us. Curiosity, maybe. Stupidity, definitely. We kept one warm in a makeshift incubator by a vent. It hatched. This tiny, ugly, chirping thing with big eyes. It imprinted. Thought we were its parents. That was the scary part. It grew fast. In months, it was the size of a big dog. All teeth and claws and a brain that seemed to understand cause and effect. It was a liability. It ate so much, but it also saved us. More than once. It would freeze, its head cocked, hearing vibrations in the ground we couldn't feel. A low, specific hiss meant something big was coming close. It was a living alarm system. We didn't own it. We coexisted with it, and it maybe saw us as its strange, hairless flock. It was a terrifying, beautiful partnership born from a moment of not eating. A year passed like that. 10 years have passed now. The city isn't a city. It's a biome, a new kind of forest where the trees are steel and glass, and the canopy is a tangle of electric cables turned into vines. The giants move through it like living mountains. Their calls are the weather report. Our lives are small and mostly underground. We surface to tend our chaotic gardens in their wake, to harvest rainwater from ancient gutters. We found a rhythm, a hard, unforgiving rhythm. We're not the main characters of this story anymore. We're the footnote, the things that live in the margins. And you know what the strangest part is? The peace, the deep, unsettling peace of knowing your place. All the old fights, the old stresses about things that didn't matter, they evaporated. Survival is simple, not easy, but simple. Are you safe? Are you fed? Are your people okay? That's it. So, 2 questions for you before I go check on the mushroom beds. First, the easy one. If you looked out your window tomorrow and saw what I saw, that giant, curious eye, what's the very first thing you do? Freeze? Run? Grab your phone? And then, the harder one, what's one rule from the old world, one thing everyone just accepted as true, that you'd be secretly relieved to see get trampled forever?